Welcome back, students. Today we are going to discuss a very fantastic chapter of this biology from Unit 1, chapter number 1, the living world. Okay? So before I start the main content, I would like to inform the images used in our slides are for education purpose only. We respect intellectual property right of the original creator and owner of these images. If you are the owner of the image used in this PPT or have any concern or issue, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in. We shall remove the images. And in today's video lecture, we are going to discuss some important points that is related to, as I told you, chapter 1, living world, nature and scope of the biology, level of organization, right? Causes and its effect, being alive, what does it mean? Present approach to understand the life processes, molecular approaches, right? Life as an expression of energy, steady state, homeostasis, what is self duplication and survival, what is adaptation, what is death, and death as a positive part of the life, right? And in the lastly we are going to discuss about the future of living world, identification of human responsibility in shaping our future. Okay, so these are the content we are going to discuss in this video lecture. Okay, but before going the detail of this chapter, first of all we must understand the term biology. Okay, so biology, this particular word is made up of with two different small words. First is this, bio and logy. Logy means study, bio means life. Okay, so biology is the study of life and living organism. What is biology? Biology is the study of life, right, and living organism. And this particular term biology was coined by Jean Lamarck and Treviranus independently in 1802. Okay, so we must remember the name of the scientist, right? Here we study different aspects of living being. Like, what are those different aspects? Like, growth is a main feature of a living being or a living cell, metabolism, reproduction, response to stimuli. These are certain characteristic features. Okay, so in the coming slides we are going to discuss these features in detail. Okay, but before I start the main topic, I would like to inform you uh, about a very renowned scientist named Ernest Mayr. Okay, he is a very renowned scientist, and his lifespan is 1902 to 2004. Okay, so he is very renowned scientist. Why? Because he actually gave us a concept known as biological concept of species. What? Biological concept of species. Biological concept of species. He just compare with the Darwin. Okay, he is popularly known as Darwin of 20th century because he worked a lot in this particular field. Okay, he lived 100 years life. He, if we count top 100 scientists of all over world till date, his name must be there in that particular list. Okay, and he is known as a Darwin of 20th century. Scientific community awarded him three very renowned, prize, three very renowned award of this biology. So triple crown of biology, very popularly known as the three very renowned main award has been given to him. actually. So Ernest Mayr give this particular concept. What is this concept? Biological concept of species. What is this concept? According to him, only if two individual of a species is able to breed and give a fertile offspring, that time we can say both the individual are belong to same species. What does it mean? If two individual like horse plus horse, if they after intercourse their progeny is also fertile, that time we can say that this individual and this individual belong to same species, and this is known as biological concept of species. If apart from this horse, if donkey is present over here, okay, so horse plus donkey after intercourse they will give us mule, and this mule is sterile. So if accidentally they will cross because of any reason, then what will happen? They are able to produce a offspring, but that offspring is not fertile, that is sterile. So biological concept of species is only individuals of the same species are able to produce a fertile offspring. This particular important concept is known as biological concept of species, and this particular concept is given by Ernest Mayr. He is a very renowned scientist, very well known scientist, awarded by three very renowned awards in this particular biological community, and he is very well known the Darwin as a Darwin of 20th century. Okay, so as this is the main concept which is present in your chapter number 1, that's why I have discussed it over here. Clear? Okay. So now let's move to the next slide. So here in this particular slide, what we have just now discussed, different aspect of living being. What are those different aspects? Growth, metabolism, reproduction, and response to stimuli. Okay, so if someone is alive, then it will show different kind of characteristics, right? Different kind of features. We can say features like growth. Growth is one of the feature. Reproduction is another feature. Homeostasis is a type of feature which must be there in a living thing. Respond to external stimuli. Respond to any type of stimuli, right? Hereditary. Metabolism. Metabolic reaction must be there if someone is in a alive situation. If they are inside the cell, there must be a series of chain of reaction must be going on continuously, and cellular organization. Okay, so these are some features which must be present in a alive cell or alive thing, right? Okay, so just now I have discussed about the features of a living being. So we can further subdivide these features into two different categories. Okay, first one is defining features and another one is characteristic feature. So what is the difference between these two? Characteristic feature may be present in living or non-living. May present in living and non-living both. This is the important thing, both. Characteristic feature may present in living and non-living both, while defining feature is the presence of defining feature is must in living being without any exception. Without any exception. Okay, so defining feature must be present in all living being without any exception, and these defining features cannot seen in any non-living. This is the difference between these two. What does it mean? Characteristic feature may be present or may not be present, or there may be some exceptions. Okay, for characteristic feature. Okay, and these characteristic feature may be present in non-living as well. But defining feature you cannot see any defining feature in any non-living, and these feature must be present in living system. Okay, so what are those features which come under this particular category, characteristic feature? These are growth. Another example is reproduction. Okay, we will discuss both of these points in coming slides. Similarly, what are those features which comes under this category, defining feature? These are metabolism, cellular organization, and consciousness. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay, now first we will discuss growth. So all living organisms can undergo the process of growth and development that result in an increase in mass and increase in number of cells. Means there are twin characteristic. This particular growth is having twin characteristics feature. Means it can increase in mass as well as increase in number. Right? That time we can say this process show twin characteristic. Means if there is a bacteria. See, this is a bacteria. After, reproduction, it will reproduce two different type of cell. So increase in number 1 to 2, 1 and 2, and number has been increased as well as mass also increase. Combined mass of these two bacteria is maybe more than because from the previous one or parental bacterial cell. So this time in the case of prokaryotic cell, we can say that reproduction, this is reproduction. So I can write down over here reproduction, and we can also say growth. कि bacteria is showing its growth, colony form. Bacteria is able to form colonies after quick multiplications, right? So that time what will happen? Continuous division occur, simultaneously growth as well as reproduction. Both the things are actually we can say inclusive events. These both are inclusive in event. I can say inclusive events for prokaryotic system. For prokaryotic system. For prokaryotic cells, growth, reproduction, simultaneously they occur. But for multicellular like us, like human being or any other animal, growth and reproduction is not a inclusive event. Means if someone is reproduced, it does not mean it will also grow. That is exclusive events, right? So for eukaryote, exclusive event. What? Growth and reproduction. Because that in multicellular organism there is a certain time limit. See, for example, any animal or human, up to a certain age we will grow, right? Like 18 or 20, like this, up to a teenager stage. But after that growth has been very limited, only repairing system. If some tissue has been injured because of any reason, then body repair that particular area, right? So growth occur up to there is a life span, there is a time span. During that time only growth, like initially baby, 4 kg baby, newly born baby, if we can compare weight of newly born baby, we can say 3 to 4 kg, for example, and this weight will get increased till 20 years, 21 years, or 18 years. Okay, so for example, if there is any male candidate, we can say maximum 70 kg. So weight will increase, but height will also increase. But after 18 years, again height will increase? No. So there is no growth. But yes, obviously repairing occur. Okay. So why I am discussing these 2 points? Because in prokaryote, if we compare prokaryote with the eukaryote or multicellular organism, the growth and reproduction is different. For prokaryote, this is an inclusive event, both occur simultaneously. Okay, increase in mass, increase in number, these two twin character comes simultaneously, and both comes under this category growth. But this is not true for eukaryotes. Okay, that's why I have discussed so much about this event. Now, so this is twin character, right? So the growth of plants, the growth of animals takes place with the help of cell division. Okay, cell division, that is again intrinsic. But, and these plant and animal are alive, they are made up of living cells. But certain kind of, mountains, boulders, crystals, another example, sand dune. Okay, these sand dunes, these are also grown. How? Due to accumulation of similar kind of material on their outer surface. Means, for example, there is a mountain, right? This is the situation of mountain in summer. But when winter comes, then what will happen? Snow come and settle down on its outer surface. Then what will happen? What will happen? Yes, you are right. As we can see in this particular slide, if snow is settled down on the mountain, then the height of this mountain has been increased. So we can say that my mountain grow, right? Because similar kind of material or related material continuously accumulated on their outer surface. This is the outer surface. Similarly, sand dune, because of heavy wind and other things, sand very frequently migrate from the one place to another place. Overnight they can accumulate from here to, if there is a this type of situation, then sand dune, because of the heavy air flow, it come and accumulate over here. That time we can say this place, that this particular area sand dune develop. Okay, because of the accumulation of sand. So what does it mean? Why I am discussing these some examples? Because this growth can occur in living and non-living, both the type of things, right? So that's why growth comes under characteristic feature. Means it is present in the living system, but it may also present in the non-living system. That's why we have given some examples, crystals, mountains over here. And this is the extensive growth. That's why growth comes under characteristic property of living organism. It doesn't come under defining property of living system. Clear? Okay. Now, next is reproduction. Reproduction means the ability to produce young one. Okay, reproduction means ability to produce young one this process is known as reproduction, and it is observed only in the case of living system. No non-living thing is able to reproduce, right? But this property is not applicable to all living system. There are certain exceptions. Okay, that's why reproduction is also a characteristic feature of living system. This is not a defining feature. What are those exceptions? There are certain exceptions like mule, like liger. Mule, it is a progeny developed by the interspecific hybridization between male donkey and female horse. Two different species. Because of the intercourse of these two different species, this mule as a offspring has been generated, but this mule is sterile. This one is not fertile. So, what is the meaning of reproduction? The ability to produce young one, that must be a sterile one. Okay, this one is sterile. This is not fertile, right? Similarly, liger. Liger is a baby of male lion and female tiger. Both the species, male lion and female tiger. So this liger is also the sterile one. So these are the certain exceptions. Similarly, third exception is sterile worker bee. In honeybee colony, there are three type of bees. First is queen. This one is reproductive female. Some act as a worker bee. These are also female, but these are non-reproductive female. Means these are sterile one. And drones. These are male. So this worker bee are under this sterile category. So third example. Fourth example is infertile human couple. Infertile human couple means some human being is having some kind of hormonal problems or stress problems or some physiological problem. Because of that they are not able to some ladies is not able to pregnant because of some hormonal disturbance or some other physiological property. So that infertile human couple also comes under this category. So because of the presence of some exceptions, this reproduction comes under characteristic feature. This particular feature is not come under defining feature category. Okay, and no non-living object has the power to reproduce or replicate. This is true. This is 100%. This statement is 100% true. This reproduction power is present only and only in the living cells. Okay, living organism. But because of the presence of certain exceptions which just now we have discussed, this reproduction comes under characteristic feature category. It doesn't come under defining feature category. Okay, yes. Now next slide. So let's discuss some different type of reproduction. Okay, first is budding. Budding, there are two examples I have mentioned over here, like yeast and hydra. They grow because of this budding process. This is the one bud and second bud. Bud comes and after some time it detach from the parental body and act as an individual. Okay, some other method like fragmentation. Some organism like fungi, filamentous algae, protonema mosses, these are in filamentous nature. As you can see, this protonema or mosses, because of filament can detach from anywhere and act as a new individual. So there are three examples given over here: fungus, filamentous algae and protonema. Their reproduction occur via fragmentation. Okay, there is another example, planaria, which is popularly known as flatworm. In planaria, true regeneration occurs. How? because this is, as you can see, this is the parent planaria. If we cut this planaria 2 or 3 parts or more than parts, each part has the ability to produce a daughter planaria. That's why scientists use the term true regeneration for this. Okay, so a fragmented organism regenerate the lost part of its body and become a new organism, as you can see in this particular picture. This parent planaria cut into 3 pieces, one piece, second piece, third piece, 1, 2 and 3, and each part has the ability to convert into a whole individual daughter planaria. Okay, some other unicellular organisms like bacteria, like unicellular algae, like amoeba, they grow and increase in cell number or mass. Okay, they will grow through binary fission. Uh, and also sexual means like conjugation and all, but in asexual means binary fission. Now, movement. Okay, animals show movement and locomotion by which they can move from one place to another place. Plant can also move. They can move according to the movement of sun. This is the property of plant. So movement is not only the property of animal. Plant can also move. A very popular example of Surajmukhi, sunflower. They can move according to the sun movement of sun. Okay, right. Next is homeostasis. Next feature is homeostasis, maintenance of a stable internal environment is known as homeostasis. Homeostasis is the ability of living organism to regulate and maintain a constant internal environment. Why we need constant internal environment? To, for our metabolic activity. Our metabolic activity, for any individual, there is an internal environment of the cell, a defining pH, a defining temperature, a defining ratio of different content. At that particular set of environment only, all the metabolic activities or metabolic reaction occur only. Okay, so that maintenance is known as homeostasis, at which exchange of the material occur. Okay, for example, regulation of our body temperature in mammals, mainly mammals. When it's too hot, our body automatically give sweating. We start sweating after some time in May or June season, if there is no AC in the environment. Why? Because our body want to cool down. That higher temperature may create some harmful reaction inside the cell, inside our body. So we sweat to cool down. Similarly, when it's too cold, we immediately start shivering. Why? Because of shivering we generate heat, and because of heat we just increase our body temperature. Okay, so these are the regulatory methods by which body automatically starts some time of mechanisms to continuously give that environment which is essential for the body cell. So it is again a characteristic property. Lifespan. Every living organism has a defined lifespan. Means every organism has at a particular time birth, a particular time frame growth, a particular time frame maturity, and after some time when maturity occur and after aging there is a death. So every living organism has a defined, a specific lifespan. Okay. Now metabolism. This metabolic feature comes under defining feature category. It comes under defining feature category of living organism. All living beings carry out metabolic process. Metabolism refer to all the chemical reactions that occur within an organism. There are two types of activities: anabolism and catabolism. Okay, metabolism we can classify into two different categories. First is anabolism and another one catabolism. Right. So in anabolism, what will happen? Anabolism is a endothermic reaction. Why? Because in anabolism, we are able to, with the help of multiple steps, we are able to produce a complex molecule with simple one C like this, a complex molecule C plus C plus C, for example, or we can say A plus B plus C is equal to ABC like this. So it is a complex process, and for the bond creation between the molecules we need energy. We need energy, so that's why it is a endothermic process, anabolism. While in catabolism, what will happen? Just reverse of this. Means ABA is breakdown into A plus B plus C. So breaking of these bonds, and so after breaking, what will happen? Energy has been released. Okay, so this one is, we can say, exothermic process. Catabolism is a exothermic process, like breakdown of glucose. If we need energy, breakdown of glucose, and if we accumulate so much food inside us, then what will happen? It will convert into complex things, fat. It will convert into the fatty form, gluconeogenesis, and some other because of some other biochemical reaction, it will convert into a complex molecule. Okay, so here I would like to inform you that this is the food. Just see this particular diagram. After catabolic pathway, this one is the complex one, right? It will, when it come inside the cell, what will happen? Energy has been released, because this food is convert into small particles, break down into small useful particles, glucose, right? So what will happen? Energy has been released, heat has been released. So this is exothermic process. Am I right? Okay. But after anabolic process, when we use these small molecules and convert it into the macromolecule, then what will happen? Heat has been conserved. Okay, so only you can see over here inside the cell, in catabolic pathway, energy has been released, heat has been released. But when anabolic pathway occurs, there is no energy release, there is no heat release, because it is a endothermic process. ठीक है? Okay, and this metabolism is present only and only inside the cell. Inside the cell, it is a defining feature of a living organism. This metabolic activity is present inside the cell, and cell is the basic unit of a living cell, living thing, basic, right? So it is absent in non-living system. Okay, now cellular organization, it is again a defining system. Why? Cells are the structural and functional unit of life. Cells are structural and functional unit of life. When there is a cell, then only there is an similar kind of cell come and perform similar kind of function. That time we can use the term tissue. When different tissue come together and perform different type of function, again then we can say organ, then organ to organ system to, and so on. That is known as cellular organization, right? So all living organisms are composed of one or more type of cell. Cell help in performing various cellular functions, resulting in the growth and development and reproduction, metabolism, and all these type of activity. Where these activity performed, these are performed inside a cell. Okay, since non-living things are not made up of cell, so they do not have cellular organization. Cellular organization occur only in that place where cell are present, and cell are present in the living system only, because what is the definition of cell? It is the structural and functional unit of life. Okay, that's why the cellular organization comes under defining feature category. Now, responsiveness, or we can say consciousness, means if we respond to our environment, okay, that time we can say, okay, this thing is living, because no non-living thing respond against the environment, right? So responsiveness or consciousness is a defining feature. Living beings have the ability to detect and react to the external stimuli. External stimuli, it may be any physical type, it may be chemical type, or it may be biological type, right? Plant also respond to stimuli, like they respond to light, they respond to water, they respond to gravity. Okay, Venus flytrap, there is a flower, or there is a plant known as insectivorous plant. So they respond, they very much conscious, they know that insect come inside their thallus and they immediately capture that. How? Because they have that sense, they have the ability to detect the external stimuli. Okay, because of they grow in a particular environment where nitrogen and phosphorus are not present. So to fulfill that nitrogen and phosphorus requirement, they actually did, they actually engulf the insect. So they are plant, this I am right now discussing this point. They are plant, they are flowers, but they respond to the stimuli. Okay, similarly some plants respond to if there is a dark continuously dark in the room, but because of a window sunlight come. It's a very simple experiment, normally teacher taught in the class 6th, 7th or 8th level, right? So plant move in that side, because they have that sense, they have consciousness from where sunlight come, they want to use that sunlight for their own food synthesis, photosynthesis, right? So plant also respond to the stimuli. All living organisms like prokaryote to eukaryote respond to different kind of stimuli, right? Okay, photo period affect reproduction in seasonal breeder. There are certain seasonal breeder. Some animals are only able to breed in a particular season, like frog. During rainy season they come out, otherwise in winters or in summers we are not able to see frog. Only during rainy season they come out and start their breeding. Similarly, some dog, some lizard, these are some animals which have the ability to reproduce during a particular season only. So they have that sense that this particular weather has come, now we can breed, we can reproduce or whatever, right? Similarly, plant also sense the day length, the night length. There are certain plants which only able to bloom during night. There are certain plants which need minimum 8-hour direct sunlight, like rose. Okay, so rose, mainly rose, and some kind of other plant species also only bloom during summer. Some are only able to bloom during winters. Because why? Because they can sense the temperature, they can sense the photo period type, right? So like petunia is only bloom during winters, right? Why? Because they have this responsiveness, they can sense the external stimuli, what is the temperature this time, what is the photo period this time, what is the moisture content this time, what is the day length, what is the night length. So this is how flowering, their flowering pattern occur according to the seasonal variation. Like, but there is a quality known as self-consciousness. This self-consciousness is present only in human and some kind of some species of octopus also. Some species. Self-consciousness, this is present only in human being, so this is not the universally truth to all the living organisms. So self-consciousness is not comes under the defining feature category, but yes, consciousness is comes under defining feature category. And this consciousness is totally absent in non-living organisms. This is a defining feature and this is present only and only living cells. Clear? Now, so this is all about the some part of chapter number 1. What are the features come under characteristic feature category? What are those features which comes under defining features category? So this is all about today's lecture. Some more topics related to this chapter we will discuss in second lecture. Till then, take care. Bye bye. If you have any question, any doubt, you can write down to me in comment box. We will discuss it later on. Till then, namaskar.